You don't eat or drink anything the entire day? Isn't that like super unhealthy? Aren't you tired and hungry like all the time? Not even water? Why would you do that to yourself? I wouldn't be able to do that. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hebah and this is Hebah's Rollercoaster. I make videos about languages, cultures, religion, identity, and all kinds of different stuff. So if you're interested, make sure you go check out my videos and subscribe to my channel. You can also go follow me on Instagram. It is that time of the year again, guys. Ramadan is knocking on our doors. And Muslims will be confronted with the question, not even water? Again. In case you don't know what Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic lunar calendar. It usually lasts for 29 to 30 days. During that month, Muslims around the world fast. From sunrise until sunset, they don't eat or drink anything. So the entire day, they don't eat or drink anything. And yes, not even water. But Ramadan is not just about abstaining from food and drink, it is also about giving to charity, it is about training your patience and discipline, it is about building your personality and character, it is a lot about reflecting and praying, about working on your spirituality, about practicing charity and kindness. During Ramadan, us practicing Muslims try to purify our bodies, minds and souls. So yes, it is basically a detox in every single sense of the word. For a whole month, we put our body into a complete state of exception. Our eating habits change, our sleeping rhythm changes, and hopefully our overall behavior changes as well as we are reflecting about our character, our spirituality, and level of faith. We consciously think about the food that not only our bodies need, but also our souls and hearts. So it's a lot about physical well-being, but also mental, psychological, emotional, and spiritual well-being. As I said, detox and purification for every single aspect of your being. And let's be honest, that is a lot of work. And so this kind of work also needs the adequate preparation. So here are 3 things that not only I, but many other Muslims around the world do in order to prepare for Ramadan. During Ramadan, we fast and we give to charity, we show kindness, we train our patience, our discipline. These are all things that Muslims are supposed to do throughout the entire year. But during Ramadan, it is intensified and it is expected from us to do this on a more intense level. We don't fast the entire year, but everything else we are supposed to do throughout the entire year, not just during Ramadan. But during Ramadan, we are supposed to do it on a more intense level and more consciously, because this should actually train us for the year ahead until the next Ramadan. And many of these actions that we do during Ramadan, the fasting, the praying, the giving to charity, the showing kindness, all of those things don't actually mean anything at all if there is one thing missing. And that is what Muslims call niyyah. Niyyah is Arabic and means intention. So all of those things don't mean anything if they aren't done with the right intention. And that is also part of the preparation for Ramadan. You are actually recalling that intention. You are reminding yourself why you are doing all of that, and you are trying to build that conscious intention that gives you the motivation to go through with this month. What I personally try to do to remind myself of that intention is to just recall it all the time, and I'm also a big fan of writing things down. So sometimes it really helps me to write down what my intentions are and why I'm doing certain things. This really helps me to prepare mentally and psychologically, emotionally, spiritually. To all the Muslims, how do you make sure that you go into Ramadan with the right intention? Let me know in the comments. Another thing that really helps me to prepare mentally and spiritually, and also to make sure that I go into Ramadan with the right intention, is to spend more time with the Quran. Ramadan is also called the month of the Quran, and of course, Quran is the book of Islam, and so as Muslims, we do have to follow its teachings all year long. We should be reading it all year long. As Muslims, it is particularly important to us to remind ourselves of the teachings of the Quran and the meanings of the things that are written in the Quran. However, as I mentioned before, during Ramadan, all of those things are intensified. So during Ramadan, we are expected to read more, to learn more about the Quran, to remind ourselves of the teachings of the Quran. And so if you are somebody that does not usually read the Quran too often, or if you're somebody that would not look into the meanings too much, having to do that during the month of Ramadan can get really overwhelming. So I believe that there are two very important things when it comes to preparing for that. One thing is to start reading more in the Quran and about the teachings in the Quran earlier, so before Ramadan. And the second thing is to decide before Ramadan already how much you want to read of the Quran and how much you will read each day of Ramadan. And this way you also make sure that you're going in with the right intention, you have a plan, you know what you're doing. And I know that there's this idea that we should read the entire Quran during the month of Ramadan, and obviously if you can do that, then that is amazing, but don't pressure yourself. It is good to read at least something. I know many people that put away the Quran because they feel overwhelmed. Make sure you read something every single day of the month, even if you don't finish the whole book, but make sure you spend time with the book, you dedicate time to reading the Quran, to understanding the Quran, to being in touch with the Quran. And preparing for that could be to write down how many pages you want to read every day and to start reading before Ramadan already. Now we have talked about the spiritual parts of Ramadan and how to prepare for that. But there's one more aspect that I try to prepare for, and that is the physical one. So Ramadan also has to do with the physical state, obviously. We abstain from food and drink, and that changes our body, our eating habits, our feeling of hunger. And obviously because during Ramadan, every day you only have a limited number of hours in which you can eat, my experience was that I tend to eat less because I have less time to eat. And so obviously that is a big change for the body as well. What I personally try to do in order to prepare for that even before Ramadan is that I would try to focus on 2 main meals throughout the entire day. And I would avoid any extra snacks in between. This way I am slightly minimizing my food intake to prepare my body for Ramadan and for the days in which I will be fasting. So this way I make sure that I don't only prepare mentally, psychologically, spiritually, but also physically. But then there's this whole problem with the sleeping rhythm. I'm gonna be honest, I still haven't really figured out how to solve that, so if you have a solution for me, just let me know. But I'm gonna be honest, for me personally, my sleeping rhythm just gets all over the place and I just don't know how to solve that. That's also part of the beauty of Ramadan. What about you? Do you fast during the month of Ramadan, and do you prepare the same way I do? Is there something you do differently? Is there something else that you do? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much guys for watching today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to go check out my other videos and subscribe to my channel. You can also go follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna see you next Monday with another video. Happy Ramadan, Ramadan Mubarak, and Assalamu alaikum.